Tennessee is one of those states where you can be doing everything right and still get jammed up because property rights are just as strong as its gun rights. Stay with me because in Chapter 4, I'm going to kill the biggest myth about posted gun signs in Tennessee. Chapter 1. Carrying a gun in Tennessee. Tennessee has permitless carry for handguns. If you're 21 or older and you can legally possess a handgun, you can generally carry it open or concealed without a permit. That age rule is about carrying, not owning or buying. Hold on till Chapter 5 for that one. There's also an 18 to 20 carve-out for certain qualifying military discharge categories, but don't guess on that lane. If you're 18 through 20, you need to be sure you actually qualify. Open carry and concealed carry are legal if you qualify. All of this assumes you're not prohibited. We'll hit that hard stop list in Chapter 6, and if you're under 25, do not skip that chapter either. Tennessee's permitless carry baseline is about handgun carry. Long guns don't ride in the same constitutional carry lane the same way. Tennessee historically did not ban open carry of rifles or shotguns. Long guns are generally lawful unless something specifically prohibits them, and they don't get the same statutory protections handguns do. That means context, behavior, and location matter more, and treating a rifle like a constitutional carry handgun is how people get confused. Also, Tennessee has no magazine capacity limits. Large capacity magazines are legal. And one last thing is Tennessee does not run a gun registration system, and state law bans firearm registries. Comment to if you like gun laws like this. Now coming up next, the biggest mistake people make with a gun in the car. Chapter 2, Vehicles, Parking Lots, Traffic Stops. Now, if you only remember one thing from the vehicle chapter, remember this. The biggest mistake isn't having the gun in the car, it's how you leave it when you step out. If you're not in the vehicle, Tennessee law requires the firearm to be out of ordinary view, locked in the trunk, glove box, interior, or a locked container secured to the vehicle. Leaving it visible on the seat, dash, or a magnet mount where it can be seen through the window is how people accidentally create charges. And is Tennessee a duty to inform state? No, Tennessee is not a duty to inform state. You do not have to volunteer that you're armed. If you have a carry permit and an officer demands it, you must present the permit. ID rules are separate, but don't confuse no duty to inform with argue with a cop. Now, imagine you did everything right while you're out and about and in the car, and then you walk into the wrong building. Next, red zones, the places that can quietly flip you illegal. Chapter 3, Prohibited Carry Areas. Tennessee is chill until it's not. Schools are a major red zone, but Tennessee also recognizes reality. People do pickups, drop-offs, or you might even just get pulled over driving past a school, and life happens. There's a narrow carve-out for non-student adults with a firearm in a private vehicle on school property as long as it's not handled while you're there. So the don't be dumb rule is, if you're on school property, keep it in a vehicle, out of view, and don't touch it. And courts and buildings where judicial proceedings happen are the type of places that will ruin your week instantly. Treat them like hard red zones. They're on fire. Now, airports get complicated fast. Or pretty simple. TSA sterile areas are not the place to find out, and federal rules can stack bans on top of the state law in federal buildings and other federal controlled areas. So if you're carrying, just don't go through security. Traveling with a firearm is a whole other topic, and we aren't covering that right now. Now, parks and greenways are not a free-for-all in Tennessee. State law allows handgun carry in many public parks only under specific statutory authorization, and this area has seen ongoing court challenges. Now, the bottom line is, don't assume permitless carry automatically covers parks, greenways, or playgrounds. Always check if any school events are happening or current enforcement before carrying there. Now here's the one that gets people. Up next, the sign. Does it have power? Chapter 4, Signs and Private Property. Now in Tennessee, signs can have real force if they're compliant. And properly posted doesn't mean pretty. Tennessee doesn't care about the font, but it does care about size and exact wording for the sign to actually have teeth. The letters have to be at least an inch tall. The symbol has to meet the statutory requirements, and the sign has to use the exact language Tennessee lays out. I'll leave a link in the description. Now here's the part people mess up. Tennessee recognizes 2 sign languages, and both can bite. No firearms allowed, and concealed firearms by permit only. Now, no firearms allowed is self-explanatory. If it's properly posted, don't bring it in. And here's the myth I'm killing. People think permit-only signs don't matter anymore because Tennessee is permitless carry. Nope, that's how you get cooked. If a private property owner properly posts concealed firearms by permit only, they're restricting carry on their property to permit holders, not permitless carriers. Now, so what's the penalty for ignoring these postings? In Tennessee, that's a posted property weapons offense. A fine only, Class B misdemeanor. That's $500 if the sign is compliant. And the biggest myth most people get wrong is thinking they need to warn you first. No, they don't have to warn you first. That's literally the sign's job. The sign is the warning. If you refuse to leave when confronted, that's where you can start stacking trespass-style consequences on top. Now look at it this way. Tennessee has strong property rights, and you should be proud of that. Now, which side are you on? Property rights or gun rights? Leave a comment. Next, buying rules, quick and clean. Chapter 5, purchase or acquisition in Tennessee. Buying at a gun store or FFL, federal age rules apply. 18 for long guns, 21 for handguns. Dealers in Tennessee run your background check through the state system, not straight to the FBI. That state system is TICS, the Tennessee Instant Check System, and it's run by the TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Now, the federal background check system is called NICS, or National Instant Criminal Background Check System, which is run by the FBI. So here's the simple flow in Tennessee. Gun store checks the TBI TICS, TBI checks Tennessee records, plus pings the FBI's NICS, and then gets an answer which comes back in one of three ways. 1, you proceed, you're good, the transfer can happen. 2, there's a delay, they need more time to confirm something, and delay doesn't mean you're in trouble, it means wait while we verify something. And 3, deny. The transfer can't happen because a disqualifier popped up. But what about private sales? Tennessee doesn't ask you to run a statewide background check on ordinary private sales, but it's still illegal to sell to someone you know can't legally possess. Personally, I get a picture of their ID and do some sort of receipt for the sale. That way, if anything happens with the firearm in the future, I have proof that I am no longer the owner if asked about it. After the first sale, there is no system tracking who owns the gun, which is why personal records matter. And in Tennessee, there is no general state gun registration system like the anti-freedom states love to push. There's no ammo checks like California or New York either. But here's a trap that gets people. Suppressors are legal in Tennessee, which is great, but unfortunately, they're federally regulated. If you don't have the federal paperwork, possession is the crime, and any officer who finds it can seize it, and then it can turn into a federal case fast. Seeing the word legal, people assume they don't need the paperwork. Now, up next, hopefully you can't relate because it means you're not allowed to own a gun. Chapter 6, prohibited people. If you're a prohibited person, none of the carry talk matters. Not the permitless baseline, not the car rules, not the signs, or even the Second Amendment. You are not allowed to have a firearm. Work on getting your rights restored if you can, but you might not even know you're prohibited. This is the list of prohibited people. Obviously, we got felony prohibitions. There's domestic violence, including some misdemeanors, certain protection orders, court orders, and fugitives from justice, unlawful user of controlled substances, or certain mental health commitments, adjudications, or you're dishonorably discharged, or your illegal or unlawful presence in the U.S. But the biggest I don't know category of all prohibited people is certain violent juvenile adjudications that can block firearm purchases and possession until the age of 25, even if it wasn't an adult felony. Now, why people miss this is because juvenile records sounds like it disappears. People might not be reminded it'll follow you into your 20s. And Tennessee's permitless carry makes people think, oh, I'm old enough, I'm good. But this rule quietly says, not always. Now, yes or no, are you 100% sure you're not prohibited under state or federal law? Comment below. Chapter 7, permits, travel, and the why bother answer. Tennessee still issues carry permits, and yes, they can still matter. Now, there's two types of carry permits. There's the concealed handgun carry permit, which is concealed only, and enhanced handgun carry permit. That's open and concealed. Now, the honest answer is most people don't need a permit. I prefer one myself. If you stay in Tennessee, don't open carry, don't hit permit only postings, don't travel, and you're comfortable with permitless carry, you're covered. For a lot of people, the right answer is, you probably don't need one. So when does a permit matter? Well, the biggest one is travel reciprocity. Tennessee's handgun permit reciprocity is considered extensive, with its permits recognized by many states, especially the enhanced handgun carry permit. The concealed permit has less reciprocity than enhanced permits. Now, the second big Tennessee reason are for permit-only postings. Concealed firearms by permit-only signs. That means permitless doesn't count, so you get less red zones. Pretty much it gives you more options. If you want open carry flexibility, that's the enhanced lane. Now, if you never leave Tennessee and keep it simple, skip it. If you travel or want more options, permits still matter. Now, compared to some states I cover, Tennessee has some good gun laws. Really good. But here's the real Tennessee cheat code. Be a smart gun owner. Don't leave it visible in the car. Don't freestyle red zones. Don't ignore signs with teeth.
I'm blind in my left eye.
And if you want to conceal carry comfortably, check out our CCW shorts and EDC sweatpants with the hidden holster belt, linked below, or see the full lineup at relaxedfittactical.com. Like the video, comment what state you want next, and don't be lame, subscribe.